Hello Ship's Cat here. I hope you are feeling well and getting enough oxygen. Here is a quick tutorial on making complex arches in SketchUp. Using an imported photo, the Follow Me and Flip tool. First import a photo from Pinterest for example and lay it flat. This will work as a template for the base of our column and an arches. Next we will trace out the pattern. You only need to trace out a corner or a half of the design since the pattern repeats. This is important to make sure each side is the same. Make sure you're paying close attention to your red, blue and green axis lines and making everything as square and precise as possible in order to have a solid base to build off of. You must learn to pizza before you French fry. Next use the copy move function to remove the copy off the side on the same axis. Then we will use the flip tool in order to flip the corner around 3 times. Use your keyboard arrows to rotate the direction of the corner piece, press spacebar then move back into place. Now that we have our base, divide it up so that the decorative face is separate from the core of the shaft. You can leave all 4 sides the same but for this example I will only use 2 sides for the shaft and the arches. Next set the base as its own group, then use the rectangle tool in order to lay out a base to build off of. It is a good idea to make sure each side is the same length. I laid this one out to 40 feet by 40 feet. Next press S for the scale tool in order to resize the base of your shaft to whatever size you would like. Then using the copy, move and flip tools again position one copy in each corner of the square. It might be helpful to mark one side of the shaft to make sure you are lining each side facing each other the right direction since each side is slightly different. Then extend your shafts to the height you would like. I made these each 25 feet tall. Now we will select the face on top of the shaft, then press Ctrl C to make a copy. Then press Ctrl V to paste a copy of the face in a separate group as the shaft. So you will have one group for the shaft, then one for the arch. Use Flip tool again to add another face parallel to the next shaft. Next, in the arch group, extend the core of the shaft up 10 inches. Then make a 10-inch line in the center of the face on each side. Then draw a line between each shaft and use the arch tool in order to extend the arch to the height we would like. I chose 7 feet here. Now things become a little tricky. Select the Follow Me tool from the menu, then select the face on top of the shaft while pointing your cursor on the arch line to make the geometry follow the line across. Then do your best to make sure each side perfectly meets the top of the shaft. Next, extend the shaft core above the arch. It might help to make a midpoint guideline on the core. Now hold Shift and select each line segment on the outside edge on top of the arch. Then move the selected segments to the midpoint on the arch. You might have to redraw your midpoint line in order to get the plane to close. Then use the Push-Pull tool in order to extend each side out to the thickness you would like. Now simply move the arch group to the next set of shafts and flip them around. Next, do the same process over again, but make the next set of arches in their own group with a copy and paste of the base plane. Now once you have the 4 corners lined up and perfect, you can simply just add all 4 arches into one group, then copy-paste them indefinitely. You could also build a dome on top, such as an 8-sided dome. A real classical shaft would also have a pediment and a capital, but in order to keep things simple I did not add any. I hope this tutorial helps out, and if you like this type of content, hit that like button and comment below with any extra ideas. Good day, and may the fruit of your loins be long.